Studio One Pro 2. There's a free
Can I
version.
learn how to do EDM on one of those things?
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, sure.
That's cool. Have you ever listened to The Blessed Madonna?
What is that?
She's a DJ.
No.
She has a really good song with her.
About Kylie Minogue?
No, with her.
With Kylie Minogue.
Yeah.
You know who I love?
Kylie Minogue?
Kylie Minogue.
Yeah.
You cannot miss with some Kylie Minogue.
No.
This is why Lucius is supposed to be here. You see what I have to go through?
Yeah.
When it's just me? Oh. We look like refugees.
God, I mean...
We look like refugees in this light.
A little bit, yeah. Like we just got caught.
Did you ever get really mad about Tom Petty?
I've never been mad about Tom Petty before.
I feel like he's a demon. And I feel like I got really upset with him when he sued Sam Smith for Stay With Me sounding too much like Won't Back Down. And he and John Fogerty were kind of the next generation of artists that perpetuated this thing about intellectual property and copyright being so sacred. Like, that I think it's just turned into, well, then the music now isn't worth anything because the artist spent 40 years in court with the people that were publishing the art form. And that's back where you had, and that was the thing. The guy from Metallica was all mad at Napster. He's like, if someone's going to listen to my music when they're driving to work making minimum wage, I need to know that I banged them over the head for $20 for their own copy of Enter Sandman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And that angers you? Isn't that what Prince did? He's your favorite.
No, Prince figured out ways to sell the stuff himself directly. And when he was doing that stuff independently, it was always way more affordable. He kind of did like his own online music club thing, like way before like Patreon, like I use now, like we were talking about. That you know, he had exclusive like music videos and whole albums and stuff that you could only get there at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like way before anybody else was. We didn't even have iTunes yet.
Right.
This was pre-iTunes, brother.
Yeah, he was ahead of the curve.
Whoa!
Do you think that all of our favorites that have passed recently are actually on their way to Mars?
This is so interesting. So I've developed kind of an understanding of the theory that maybe people like us used to live on Mars. Because there was a sidekick that worked for the CIA that was asked to remote view Mars 1 million BC. And,
How's that possible?
well, okay, so, you know remote viewing?
No.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Remote viewing is great because it's like, what they do is, say you and me are doing remote viewing. We sit down and you have an envelope in your pocket. And on that envelope, in that envelope is a piece of paper with like coordinates, GPS coordinates written on it. And usually a time. And then what you do is you sit with a highly psychically connected person that's been trained in this. And you just report what you're seeing. But you haven't opened the envelope yet. Right? And so they gave this CIA psychic a target. This is decades ago.
Mm-hmm.
And asked him to describe what he saw. And he saw like people like in stasis, like in a pyramid structure. Like they were waiting to be saved or picked up or something. But he had the feeling that nobody was coming.
God.
Mm-hmm. And there's also things called dwarf planets, like other planet-like things in our solar system that I never really knew about because they're not actually big enough to be planets. But one of them has tons of water on it.
Interesting.
I mean, what the French toast. And also there's the theory that the moon is not like any other moon that we observe in the solar system. And that perhaps it was put there artificially. There's also this really dreadful theory that
like someone
by previous civilization. Let's say that we used to be super advanced. We used to live on Mars, and then we fucked up Mars, or Mars got too far from the sun, so we had to leave. Then we said, you know what? The only thing Earth needs is a certain kind of moon. And then
interesting. That was a science, like a satellite.
Sure. And then there's the theory that, like, if you look at, like, Atlantis and the theory of, like, lost technology, that the Earth has pole shifts that happen every so often. And so civilization, it's like the Matrix, has been this advanced several times, but then the Earth gets all fucked up for a minute and very few people survive. And so we lose most of everything.
Oh my God. So, like, the Tower of Babel was actually just the internet. It was Wi-Fi. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
In the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
You've been rereading it.
I've been all about the Bible. I'm way more into the angels and the demons. And I've been, because...
Like Dan Brown?
No. Just, I like the source material. Yeah. I like the Word of God. But I like the part... Catholics like to really give you answers about the deep inner workings and mythology and even science of biblical beings, like different kinds of angels and demons, of course, and how certain types of demons are all connected back to their mother demon of their, like, flavor. Like, I think pride is all tied back to the original demon of Leviathan. I've been watching this one Exorcist.
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's great.
Oh my God.
It's been really great. Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We're back at home because I have a precious new infant upstairs, and she's great, and she's perfect, but I spend less time away from her while we're here. As always, please check out Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. They need you now more than ever in this kind of economy. If you have your own cat at home, you know how much it is to keep that cat alive, and I imagine you got 30 of them babies. CaddyshackIL.org. You can also find them at JacobV.com. There's a link that'll take you directly to them. Also, the Patreon. There's also public photos of my precious infant. If you go to JacobV.com, there's a button that says The Pickle. That's her street name. That's all real. You can also see our last episode of the show and find ways to connect with us. Patreon.com/JacobV is the best way to support this show financially. My dogs are upstairs. It's all good. You don't have to be a member to support the show either. There's stuff you could buy in the shop on Patreon as a non-member to support the show one time. Please do that for the love of God. Tim is back. Lucius is with Lucius's niece today. So we're doing great. Everything is good. We have notes. We're going to get caught up. I'm full of the Holy Spirit. Tim, how you feeling?
I'm feeling all right.
Anything? I really loved our previous segment about Becky, Queen of Carpet.
I meant to bring the dress and the...
You're working next week?
Yeah, next Friday. Yeah.
We're going to link it up. I'm going to move my mannequin over here. I think.
I have one, too. Oh, you have a mannequin?
Yeah, she's over there.
Okay.
She's kind of covered in stuff right now.
Okay.
I think she's going to end up back here behind me. I have a screen for this projector down here.
Perfect. Yeah. I can bring the dress over and the bracelet and the beaded
the artifacts.
Yeah.
Here we go. Notes. Oh, first thing off the top. Tim, new Lady Gaga album.
Mm-hmm.
Mayhem.
Yes.
One, I love a single word title.
Me too.
I thought it was a lot of danceable vintage flavors, especially the first half was very danceable.
Yeah.
In a way that I enjoyed. Some hyperpop vibes on a couple of things. Tracks 3 through 7 were my favorite.
Me too.
Yeah, that middle section.
Was that starting with, like, Vanish Into You?
Vanish Into You, and then Killa.
And
then the two after that were also very good.
Zombie Boy. And, is it Don't Call Me anymore? Don't Call Me?
Mm-hmm. I also like Garden of Eden.
Garden of Eden's good, yeah. Yeah, that's number 3.
That's in that segment.
Yeah.
There was like a lot of like Phrygian mythical 90s pop vibes, like Madonna or like Seal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of that. Some David Bowie.
Yes.
Which I thought was great.
Was great.
The guitar stuff is always good. Vanish Into You was so great because it had so many different vibes. It starts with the acoustic guitar, I think. But then there's like full band, guitars and bass and drums, and then there's moments where it's just piano, and there's some really great guitar sounds on it, which you don't have to do on a dance record like that. So that's always nice for as a guitar guy to see that.
I could have used one moment of saxophone, I think.
Well, you know what? The guy that famously played sax for her before is dead.
The guy from Edge of Glory, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, he died soon after that. It was like the last thing he did.
I think you're right.
And some people were bummed out by that. I think it's fine. She won an Oscar.
Yeah. Not for that song.
No, that's true. Oh, did you hear about this? There's rumored to be at least 20 Luigi Mangione sex tapes.
Oh my god, yes.
I seriously have a picture of his ankles saved in my phone. No, nobody's found
those
them yet.
Brown loafers.
With the loafers with no socks. Why do the Italians love that so
That's so strange to me. I thought that was such a choice.
As a sweaty Irish guy, I can't put my cloven hoof.
Well, and I thought how uncomfortable it would be to be sockless, but have, what's the word I'm looking for? Handcuffs, but I guess ankle cuffs on my ankles.
The shackled ankles of
hurt.
Luigi Mangione.
Yeah.
20 cinema-style sex tapes. But I don't think anyone's seen them yet. No. I don't even know why. Oh, here we go. The shackled feet of Luigi Mangione. I knew I had it in here.
Yeah, okay. Let's just keep that one.
And that's a keeper. So I can't wait to see those.
Yeah, I'm afraid of talking about him. Actually,
I know. I don't know where Lion's Choice falls on that issue.
Right.
We should hit him up.
Yeah.
I'm going to call the Chippewa Lion's Choice and say, is it cool with you guys when I talk about Luigi in that podcast, or should I skip it?
Right.
This is relevant to, and I told people this was going to happen. I predicted this, and it brings me no joy. Student sues high school after graduating with honors and realizing at college that they cannot read or write.
Shocking.
We're going all the way in.
Oh my god, yeah, that's so... I think you definitely predicted that years ago.
Alicia Oritz is a 19-year-old and dreams of one day writing stories and maybe even a book. That may sound like a reasonable aspiration for a teenager.
Write a book about it?
I think she wanted to write a book before she knew she couldn't read or write, is what I'm reading. Recently out of high school, but for Alicia, it will be much harder. Despite graduating last June from Hartford Public High School in Hartford, Connecticut, and earning a scholarship to college, Alicia is illiterate. She says she cannot read or write. Many high school seniors feel proud and excited in the days before graduation, but Alicia tells CNN she felt scared. She graduated with honors, which usually means a student has demonstrated academic excellence. But after 12 years of attending public schools in Hartford, Alicia testified at a May 2024 city council meeting that she could not read or write. Suddenly, she says, school officials seemed concerned about awarding her a diploma. 2 days before graduation, she says the school district officials told her she could defer accepting the diploma in exchange for intense services. Alicia didn't listen. I decided, she said, that the school had 12 years. Now it's my time.
What?
Now she's suing the Hartford Board of Education, as well as her special education case manager for negligent infliction of emotional distress.
That's so insane.
Hartford Public Schools said, while Hartford Public Schools cannot comment on pending litigation, we remain deeply committed to meeting the full range of needs of our students.
How did she even get honors? How did she pass?
Well, that's the thing, because she's not the only one like that.
What type of school is that?
Hartford Public Schools.
Not that it matters.
Normal public school.
I mean, that's so insane to me. That's going to be such a poor reflection on education. Do you believe that? Can we look that up?
I totally believe this, and I don't think she's the only kid in a similar situation.
That's terrible.
By the 11th grade, Alicia reported she could still barely hold a pencil. She began speaking up for herself. She says now, if she were ever going to fulfill her dreams of becoming an author or leading a normal life, she needed to learn how to read and write. Just 1 month before graduation, found we are receiving additional testing. She's been asking for... She has ADHD, oppositional defiance disorder, unspecified anxiety disorder.
I'd be really curious to talk to any of those teachers.
Oh, I'm sure she punched a few of them in the head.
I wonder how they just...
This is the part I wanted to get to. Alicia says she recorded all of her classes on her cell phone, then later would play everything her teacher said. She used her laptop's voice-to-text tool to search the definition of words she didn't know, and then turn that text into audio she could understand. Once she grasped the assignment, she'd speak the answer, turn it into text, and then cut and paste the words into her. So she would record what they said and listen to it over and over again. And then anything she needed to write down, she would say to the computer, and it would do it for her. And then it would read anything out loud that she needed to read. And then anything she needed to write, she could either copy and paste, or she could say it, and the computer would type it.
Okay, my question is...
Here's the thing, I totally believe this is probably happening in every single school.
Yeah, so if that's happening, though, so my question then is she demonstrating critical thinking? So if this was a good school...
Yeah.
Or I say good school, but if, like, the school was... If her teachers were challenging her, she had honors, she had to have done some analytical...
She has a diary that she produced with this text technology.
Well, what's to say that she can't continue to do that in college? Like, in our colleges saying that, like, you're going to have to start handwriting everything?
I don't think that comes up.
Because this feels more like evolutionary and less... Like, I don't understand her suing, because that is not her school's fault. If she chose to work around the work that her teachers were giving her in a traditional sense, then that's on her. So then go to fucking college and do the exact same thing, become a doctor, and then listen to every conversation you have with a...
It definitely sounds like she had a pretty rigorous IEP, and probably no support kind of outside of school with that stuff.
Outside of school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, she had enough resources to be able to record...
And usually if you get diagnosed with ODD, statistically speaking, you're a young woman of color, and you're probably a trauma victim.
What's ODD?
Oppositional defiant disorder. Which is like little girls that like beat their teachers up, and because they're usually really traumatized, and then and school is really restricted. This is a real, I mean, I don't remember really enjoying being there the whole day.
When you were at school?
Yeah. Didn't feel like the day didn't have to be so long. Didn't feel like we were wasting a lot of time.
When I was in high school?
Mm-hmm. You got students in high school?
I don't think so, because my social life was in high school.
It was in the building.
Right. So, like, I like
to get out of the building so I could smoke cigarettes.
Right. I wasn't doing that in high school.
Mm-hmm.
My friends were the people I met in classes and did plays and stuff with.
I did want to go to school at least some of the time, because all the girls were at school.
That's where, like, we need to really reinvent how schools work. There are some kids who would like to be there. I've said this to, like, my brother and my nephew about school. Like, there are some kids who want to be there and who want to learn and who want to do the things. So why are we continuing to, do the rigmarole, right? Of, like, the schedule. I don't know. I'm not really pouring my thoughts. But what you're saying is, you said you felt imprisoned while you were at school because you were...
I just felt like we were wasting some time. I think I would have liked to have, like, substituted some of my more mainstream classes for, like, AP classes.
That's a good...
I didn't want to take AP classes and also have to take gym. And also have to take...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I wish I would have had better world language teachers and more time spent doing that than... Some of the classes I had in high school, yeah, you're right. There were several that were kind of...
But the problem is, like, with the kind of kids I service, especially the kind of kids that this article is about, is that it's not safe for them to just be sent home after 4 hours of learning in the morning. 90% of them take the bus.
Mm-hmm.
They all qualify to get breakfast and lunch for free.
But you know what? That's all the stuff that needs to really change. Is, like, communities, where it could be possible for kids to go to school until noon. You're done at noon, you go to lunch. Some kids stay on campus, some kids go off and go to their part-time jobs, or...
We were really afraid of tracking kids and, like, giving them a preset kind of journey, because we were afraid we would track kids out of, like, the elite collegiate tier. But then what we did instead is we told all of them they're supposed to go to a proper university for 4 years and be, the upper business management, which is all going away.
Right. Yeah.
Hello. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
You don't live in the city, so you didn't just vote for mayor.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at a polling station.
Here's the thing. My friend posted this publicly finally. This is the primary election in the city. So incumbent Mayor Tashara Jones, who I voted for 3 or 4 times now, up against primarily Kara Spencer, who's the only white lady on the ticket. Those 2 ladies are both going to be the 2 main candidates for the actual election in April. My problem is a lot of people like Kara. Kara got 68% of the primary vote. But I know for a fact, I had multiple friends working at the Apple store in the Galleria. Kara was already an older woman. She came in for a repair on her iPhone. And then they explained to her that because of the nature of the problem and the age of the phone that she had to get a full replacement. And then she threw a fit and literally had to get drug out by security. And was...
When was that?
She was in her first term as an older person, so somebody could look that up. I want to say it could have been as long ago as 2015. And so maybe I need to move on.
I think so.
It's my same thing with SZA. I'm still mad at SZA.
Oh, because
that homophobic eugenicist tweet.
Yeah.
That was also 10 years ago. That was the same year.
I mean, we can forgive.
We could forgive. I mean, there's plenty.
But we don't have to forget
There's
it.
plenty of people eating Chick-fil-A unapologetically.
I still don't get that.
You don't eat Chick-fil-A?
No,
me neither.
But it's because Chick-fil-A is so boring. It is the most boring, bland chicken that is around.
Wow. Have you seen the kids, the MD foodies?
It's like I think
the 4 young boys?
No, I have no idea who they are. But their waffle fries are not even very salty. They're not very crispy. You know a good waffle fries is 54th Street Grill.
I love waffle fries.
Yeah.
Oh, 54th Street. By Ronnie's?
Yeah.
There's one over there.
We should go.
We should go right now. Yeah. Okay, here's what I want to do for the pod.
Yeah.
Is I watched the Try Guys on YouTube, and there's one guy, Keith, who will eat the entire menu of a place on camera in one sitting and review it all.
That's what you want to do?
Well,
will he clean the plates?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he tries everything.
Okay. Try Guys, I get it.
Yeah.
I thought maybe there were 3 of them.
Well, the group is, it's like a collective, but his thing is the menu thing. What was I looking for? MD Foodies.
Oh, MD Foodies.
They're MD Foodie Boys. Number 1 Maryland food podcast. They're young boys. We have to listen to this.
What's your favorite guys? I'm really happy. Just catching it's like I feel like I use it for most things. I feel like the barbecue sauce are really just really good.
So they're like 12-year-old kids who have a podcast about food, but they've never had food.
Yeah.
The one kid says they all have code names too because they're minors, which is smart.
Yeah.
But the one kid literally says, "My mom packs my lunch every day, and if I forget it, I just call her and she brings me my lunch." But it's always the same exact thing. He always gets like the same sandwich and like chips and cookies and like something like edamame or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
These rich kids have it.
Yeah.
I have to watch.
Nannies.
Well, because I'm raising a rich kid. I wasn't a rich kid. I'm not rich. But my baby is being raised that way. So I've seen kids who are, I used to do the summer camps to the rich kids, and they'd have like a steel lunchbox with a pry-off lid.
Yeah.
And it would be like a beautiful, like, Asian bean sprout salad.
Really? I have never known.
And, they'd have the most beautiful lunches. And the
My
one
mom
kid,
was the lunch lady.
his mom lived in his grandmother lived in Alabama, but she'd come stay with them all summer when they were out of school, and she would be packing their lunches, and they'd have the perfect number of little baby carrots, the perfect number of perfectly beautiful ripe sliced cucumber.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Oh my God. And as I get older,
That could have been straight from the... Well, I mean, those are...
No, but but that's, you see the variety of,
Yeah.
of that whole thing. I also did this program where kids in the ghetto where I was were doing Zoom conferences with kids at that new city school over in University City,
Mm-hmm.
which is up to 6th grade, I think.
Yeah.
And they were all at their desks in their perfectly made bedrooms. And my kids were in the building, in the asylum, where there's like missing ceiling tiles and shit. I'm like, I don't know if this is compassionate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What if each of those kids grabbed something out of that room and gave it to one of my kids?
Right.
Say, why don't you have this?
Yeah.
I would do that. Ask me for something. You want this?
I don't.
You don't want that? You don't need it?
No.
The speaker's clear.
There are things that I have my eye on. I will take that.
Disco balls?
Sure.
I get a lot of questions about that because I go out all the time and people have smaller disco balls.
Yeah, I would like to borrow it at least for a party.
Yeah, I think that's and I should pair it with the hot dog machine. I have more of these lights. I wanted to set up more lights, but I didn't waste too much time.
Yeah.
That's why we're using my therapy light for right now.
I want to really quickly go back to the rich kids during lunch.
Yeah.
For me, the only thing that I could think of for rich kids at lunchtime was their lunchbox. So I didn't look in their lunchboxes, but the one kid
that's the whole story.
The one kid that you just told?
No, because you can get a cool lunchbox for free. Like somebody in church.
Well, no, but there was a kid that I went to school with whose dad owned a McDonald's franchise, and he had a hound dog and a fish. They were both the same brand, same look. But one of them, on some days, he had the hound dog, and he would open it up, and it would open his mouth. And the other one, it was the fish that he opened his mouth. And I just wanted to tell that story.
And they were McDonald's items?
No, they were just fancy lunch boxes with the kid whose dad...
Which McDonald's?
I don't actually know which one they owned. But on
you think it was just the one?
The 100th day of school, he brought in 100 of the 101 Dalmatian McDonald's toys. Do you remember those when that came out?
It's it out.
What are you looking at?
We're just making sure everything's still working. We're doing great. So Kara Spencer, I couldn't vote for Kara Spencer because she got banned from the Apple Store.
So I'm not sure because I don't live in the city.
Sure. And Kara will probably get some stuff done. And Carol will probably accomplish some things, but it's kind of the same thing we're having in the federal administration right now. Like at the end of the thing, if there is a government left, some of the stuff they did is probably going to be favorable.
Yeah. Oh.
And some of it's not.
Yeah.
It's the same way with, I feel like Kara wants to personally torment the people that didn't salt her road specifically when it snowed a couple weeks ago. I feel like that's why she wants to be mayor.
That's the kind of energy I would get behind.
And that's the kind of energy people are getting behind.
Yeah.
Just for me, that's probably who will win. And that's probably objectively the right choice. Mm-hmm. I'm like a conscientious objector.
I believe you.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the hair. You know, good friend of the show, Alfred Ludwig, is still good friends with Kara Spencer.
I have no idea.
So there. Can we talk about one thing?
Yes.
Explain to me.
Oh, the Rachel Maddow.
Oh, no, what about Rachel Maddow?
This is her hair. Basically.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for me.
Not for you. No, you like long hair.
Yeah. And when we're talking about in office, and on a woman of color.
Kara Spencer?
No, her opposition. She was the only white lady on the ticket.
Oh, okay.
It was two black guys and Tashara. And, which I'm for. Explain to me having 13 kids across 4 different women as a positive thing without sounding like a problem.
Me?
If you could try that. That's the thought experiment I put together.
I think that, explain to you having 13 children with 4 different partners.
Yeah.
Without being problematic?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know. I think that is it possible? I guess it depends on how involved you are in each of those partners' lives. I know we're talking about Elon, right? But how is he any different than Nick Cannon doing that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a good idea.
I think it's incredibly strategic. Like, that's the thing I think about is why Nick Cannon, why Elon Musk, what do they have in common, and what are they attempting to achieve? You know, like the Quiverful families who, like, were encouraged to have a ton of kids.
Oh, yeah.
So they could vote. It's why we are where we are. Yeah, like, I mean, all of the stuff that you bring up makes me wonder. It's like, what do they know? You know, is Nick Cannon and Elon Musk preparing to send their spawn into Mars?
Yeah.
Are they the next, group? God, I saw a video that was like showing Barron Trump. Oh, the whole Barron Trump thing. Have you talked about that?
Which thing?
The stuff about him, like
being a time traveler?
Yeah.
I do enjoy that.
Have you talked about it on the show? Do you go there Do you go there? Have you gone there? What?
Do I go where?
Like talking about that.
Sure.
Stuff.
Oh,
I don't remember if I've
especially when we're here.
Yeah.
I like Doorstop especially for guests that I wouldn't necessarily want to put the burden of bringing them into my home on them.
Okay.
And whatnot. But one of the last episodes we did here, we talked about Atlantis for like 2 hours.
Did you ever listen to that really late night AM radio show?
Mm-hmm.
Is it still on?
In some form, probably. The Art Bell thing.
Yeah. Like right now, I think about how Doomsday cults and...
Did you watch Paradise on Hulu?
No, I can't, because the thing is, I
watched it through Disney Plus with ads.
Paradise?
Yeah.
It's about...
So it's like 25,000 people handpicked by a bunch of billionaires to go live in a city underground after...
this isn't a documentary.
No.
Okay.
It's 8 episodes of a dramatic series. Starring the guy who played the younger black lawyer in the O.J. Simpson show.
I don't remember.
Oh my god, it's great. Paradise is really good, but it freaked me out because I'm sitting there holding my new infant, and I'm thinking, why would the billionaires know to even pick me? I'm going to be up here in the nuclear winter with my infant.
Right. How would they know?
Because I'm sure if I got an interview with the lady who picked all the people...
You're not from Sterling K. Brown, are you?
Let me see.
From Helmer?
Xavier Collins, yeah. Yeah, he was in...
He's from St. Louis.
He's from St. Louis?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Did you not know that?
No!
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
He should come on the show.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Well, so... Have you heard of the book Docile?
No.
I can't remember who it's by, but it was recommended to me. It's a fiction book. And it's about how humans, like the wealthy 1%, if you will, hire people who are in debt, medical debt, student loan debt, all that stuff. They basically hire them as indentured servants until their debt's paid off. And they give them a drug. I think it's called Dosaline. They give them this drug so that they are not thinking about it all day. Or like their entire existence with these people. And they do a bunch of crazy stuff with them. It's like that show that everyone's been talking about. Severance, I think.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched that.
I haven't either. But yeah, that's where we're heading.
Mm-hmm. They got to do a better job of keeping the mass population more docile because it's going to get ugly.
That's why they legalize it. We're in Brave New World. A friend of mine, this is how dystopic we are right now, right? Like this is where we are. A friend of mine, her partner plays Farming Simulator all the time.
Yeah.
Has these like different hookups and things. He also inherited like 100 or more, I have no idea actually, cast iron tractor seats from his dad who passed, right?
Tractor seats?
Yeah, seats, right? Like they're
replacement seats. Oh, okay.
And I just think like if you were to look into the future from 1900 to see where we were, you would be freaked the hell out.
Well, that's the thing. I saw the meme today where the guy's charging his Ring camera on the USB power bank on his contemporary sofa. And he said, I'm charging my doorbell with my couch. And the caption is, try explaining that to somebody from the 1970s.
Yeah.
I'm charging my doorbell with my couch.
I feel like people would be able to have seen that, you know. Ray Bradbury saw it coming.
We read that in something, in a class. Or I certainly did.
Yeah.
That they had like credit cards and shit. It was like the Amazon store where you just walk in and they know that it's you and they just charge you for whatever you take. You don't have to see anybody. Mm-hmm. That was like in that. Everybody had like a credit system in that book.
Yeah.
Looking backward.
Yeah, I think I think so. I don't know.
Because the character's name was Edward Bellamy. I thought. But, or who were you talking about?
I was thinking of like Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, yeah.
But also some of his short stories too. Like he had really good futuristic short stories, like There Will Come Soft Rains, and
I like the one where they lock the little girl in the closet so she misses the sun coming out for only 3 minutes.
what was that one?
It was a short story.
Yeah, I think I
Where
remember that one.
They live on a planet where the sun only comes out for like 15 minutes at a time. And then they lock this little girl in the closet to be mean, and she missed it.
All summer in a day.
Oh,
It's terrible.
my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy. And here we are.
And so do I stop at 1 or do I have 10 more of these children?
What do you want? What do you guys want?
Okay, once you have one, the idea of having a whole bunch totally makes sense.
Really?
Yeah. However, that's that initial thing. Once you're here taking care of them every day, it's like, oh my God, I don't think I could do more than one. Because I feel like it would diminish the quality with which I'm doing the one.
Maybe. That's the oldest. That's always going to be the oldest. Aren't you the oldest?
Yeah, me and Kino are both the oldest.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, it really feels inhumane to make that choice for her on whether or not she gets to have a sibling. Because we both had siblings. Nobody asked us, but we certainly wouldn't have had it any other way. And Alfred, friend of the show, was an only child and hated it, so he's got like 4 kids. So I'm like, what do you do?
Well, I'm not having any.
So I could have one for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Be fun.
And because I really think a lot of the time, the second one is not as good as the first one.
That's definitely true, so that's why you have a third one.
I don't know if I can afford 3.
You would have to.
I think I could do 2.
I think you have the biggest Catholic family you could possibly have.
Okay, so this is why I wanted you to be here.
Yeah.
Is my neighbor next door.
Okay.
That's it. That was his father's house. His father's deceased. He bought the house from the estate.
Yeah.
He now lives there. He grew up himself in that house. They raised 8 children in that house. And the floor plan is identical to this one.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So if I did a couple,
Yeah.
it's kind of a luxury item. I'm realizing. But so few of our peers have children.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be cool. I have nothing to say to that. I think if you guys want more than one kid, you have more than one.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 older brothers.
So you were the third.
I was the third, and I was the best one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
4's too many.
My brother has 4, and it is a lot. And my other brother just had his third.
Because I also have 3 big dogs.
You do. You have 3 big dogs, and you have a huge cat.
2. There's 2. They're twins.
I saw one of them, but the other
You'll
one
see
is ginormous. It's at least 2 times bigger than the other one.
And that's my thing.
Why don't you wait until she's old enough to ask her, and if she says yes, do it.
Yeah, we don't want to go too far out because we don't want to completely start over.
But
2 is good.
Encourage your brother to have a lot of kids. So
That's the thing. If I had one perfect one and our brothers all had even 1 or 2 apiece, it'd be fine. But I don't know. Clay's wife is young, and so she may want to wait. But if she waits too long, then I gotta have it up.
You guys need to have a sit-down family dinner and talk about it.
We gotta plan this out on a family scale. We gotta get all the brothers together and say, "Listen, what's
And cousins.
yeah."
Yeah.
We have a cousin that wants to just follow one up immediately. She
had one. She wants one.
No. She wants to have one immediately, soon after she gets married, so that they can be close like Keenan and her were. Which is lovely.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good. I got room for another one, though. I have a whole bedroom on the 2nd floor. I mean, my God.
Yeah, do it.
Send them up there.
Yeah. This would eventually become a bedroom.
It could, absolutely. Yeah. It's probably been used that way before.
Yeah.
I don't know if legally you can call it a bedroom, because I don't think we have a full-size window.
You have the
But,
door.
the walkout door.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think this is a whole apartment, right? You've got
That's the thing. I mean, I could, there's a bathroom down here.
Yeah, you got a closet.
If I added a shower down here, I could totally rent this out to some bums.
Yeah.
That's a nice space.
Good idea. Why have more kids when you could have more bums?
I could just have some tenants down here.
Yeah.
And then I could give them advice on it. You need to get married and get out of my basement. You know what I mean? Why are you renting my basement for $400 cash? Get out there and be somebody.
You encouraged us. You invited us.
Who?
The people.
Oh, the bums.
Yeah, the bums.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they would respond.
So this was your idea, dude. We were under the bridge. We were happy under the bridge.
Right.
Did you eat anything good lately? Oh, that's what I was saying. I want to eat a whole bunch of stuff from the Cheesecake Factory. Not necessarily the whole menu, but I want to have on the show.
Oh, I'll do that. I have only been there maybe once.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I got.
I don't either, because
But people seem to love it.
It's so expensive. I know, people do love it. I went to Golden Oak. Have you gone to go Golden Oak Pancake House over in Acton?
Yes.
That is a wonderful breakfast place.
Is it real big?
It's huge, because it used to
be
be
the hometown buffet.
Yes, yeah. And so we go in there today, and they had country fried steak as one of their specials. So that is what I got. Country fried steak, gravy, hash browns, eggs over hard pancakes. Jeff got toast with his and fruit, and we kind of split the sides.
Did you hear they're reopening the Uncle Bill's over here?
I did. Are they redoing it, though?
I'm sure that it needs some updates. But the move there is to get the 4D Supreme, which is 2 eggs, 2 bacon, 2 sausage, 2 something else.
That's what they're...
This is one of the breakfast combos. It comes with hash browns and 2 pancakes.
Oh, okay.
And then, but then you add an a la carte ham steak, or you can add an a la carte country fried steak.
Mm.
And
it's worth it.
It's absolutely worth it. If you go to the old spaghetti factory, you can add an a la carte chicken parmesan for $5.
Oh, wow. Really?
So I get 8 or 10 of those. Yeah.
I haven't been there since I was a really
little kid. Really good. And that would be good for the show. I like the manager special because one of them has the brown butter sauce and one of them has the Mazithra cheese, which you don't just see anywhere.
Mm-mm. I would love to be a part of going to the spaghetti factory for a broadcast.
Yeah, but it'll probably be 2 weeks because we're out of sync. Lucius will be here next week, but you won't be.
Yeah.
But then 2 weeks from today, I can probably get you both down here.
Okay.
And we could...
Wait, we're bringing it back here?
Yeah, because I don't want to have to set up and shoot at the...
Fair. Yeah, it would be fun, though.
Everything was...
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we get if we get like 2 entrees apiece and 5 different cheesecakes, it's going to be a sarcastic enough amount of food that...
We're talking about Cheesecake Factory again.
Yeah.
Okay, because you switched over to Spaghetti Factory.
We should also do that.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be the same day.
Which one has the $5 chicken parm? Spaghetti Factory?
The old Spaghetti Factory.
All right.
Are you going to go on your way home? You cannot get a table in there on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be good.
Mm-hmm. Getting pizza, wings, and salad.
Yeah.
Gonna go home and watch Traders and The White Lotus.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
Either of them?
Nope.
They're both good.
I just watched all of True Blood for the first time.
Oh. The whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
I
got a baby, so we can watch a whole series in like 3 days.
Cats.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We're in the Cat Hair Studios, which Doc calls this place.
Yeah. I tried to... How's she doing?
She's good. She'll be here.
Good. The White Lotus?
The White Lotus.
Oh, True Blood. I've started that series at least twice or 3 times and can only get through, I think, the 3rd season. It gets weird.
4, 5, and 6 are kind of bad. I like the last season a lot more than 4, 5, and 6.
We started watching Twin Peaks and we're still only
it's a good time to... It's all on HBO now.
2/3 of the way. Either that or Prime. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. R.I.P.
Yeah. I didn't really know his film stuff. I never really watched David Lynch. So I went to go watch Blue Velvet over at the High Point, which I saw on late night TV as a kid, and it scared me because Isabella Rossellini's teeth are so big and her lipstick is so red and it's just unsexy. So as a kid, I hated that movie. And so then we went to see Blue Velvet at High Point a couple weeks ago, and I actually really liked it.
My God.
Yeah, that's what happens. You know?
I don't know if I've ever been in High Point.
It's a nice theater. I like it. I like it for its local history.
Yeah.
And that they are kind of like the hub of the film
people
group of St. Louis.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved, but I like to go.
Well, you like to, yeah, absolutely. Like, you want to go to the Vietnamese spot with actual Vietnamese people eating there.
Right.
Not because you want to interview them, but because you're like, oh, this is where they go.
Right.
Yeah.
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 But I feel like I would much rather have a conversation with Vietnamese people in a restaurant than with film buffs at the High Point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I am really concerned about, let's see.
More.
Let's see what I'm worried about. Because we started talking about, I mean, do you think the aliens already live here?
I think that I'm getting closer and closer to trying to start. Well, this will actually backfire. The conspiracy that gay people are the aliens. We've been here all along.
The gays?
Yeah.
Who says the gays are the aliens?
Well, I'm starting to.
Oh,
it's like, I don't know. Who cares?
And that's why maybe more traditional cultures are so homophobic. It's because you guys are the invaders.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Hot take.
But it is a hot take. But I think if there are extraterrestrial beings among us, they've been among us for a very long time. And if they're anything like us, we're just exist. I don't know. I think octopus are the actual things that we have to worry about.
Yeah, cephalopods in general. Squid are real dumb for some reason compared to octopi.
Yeah, their eyes are way bigger than their brains.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of squid.
I don't. I try to avoid eating squid and octopus for the sole reason of if in the event that they do.
I don't eat very much
speaking to
octopus.
us.
Yeah. That one guy was in love with that one, my octopus teacher. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
I was sad at the end.
I didn't know. I don't know why I did not see that.
Me neither.
No.
But I just remember people talking about it. It was on Netflix during COVID, I think. This guy visited the same octopus every day for like 20 years.
I was watching Tiger King and Cheer.
He is still asking for a pardon every day on it.
Yeah, he is.
My
I hate
God.
it here. I hate this place.
Guys, Jacob V Wiki, JacobV.com, Patreon.com/Jacob V. We'll be back.
Red dot,
Red dot.
red dot, red dot, red dot, red dot. Whoa, whoa, I'm getting all. Oh no, I'm getting me. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just.
No, I was just really doing it. Are you okay over there?
Oh yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
make yourself at home. I tried to clean up as much as possible. It'll be
Oh,
better.
you did wonderful.
I think it's coming along.
I'm
It's
just
just,
the microphone in front of me, and also these.
man, do you see a fucking flathead screwdriver sitting around by you?
Why do you need a flathead screw?
Because this.
Oh, that. What about like a?
I think I'm okay.
I have.
I think I'm okay.
Like a smear doctor.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I got plenty of them. Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. This is part 2 or part B of episode 120. Lucius is here joining me at home because I have a precious infant upstairs. She hasn't pooped yet today, so she was very
I
frustrated.
think she just pooped.
Did she just poop while you were finishing up there?
Yeah.
Praise God.
Poop Watch 2024.
That's the first chapter of my
Poop kids.
parenting memoir is Thank You for Pooping. And Josie Elaine, the pickle. You can see pictures of the pickle at jacobv.com. Patreon.com. We have more items in our shop than ever. And if you sign up to be a member at $4 a month, you get new shit every week. And also you get access to everything in the shop included in your membership. However, if you don't want to be a member, you can buy individual digital artifacts, some of my best work in the Patreon for free. Patreon.com/ you can buy them
Glasses are filled.
one time without a membership. They have individual prices, not for free. There is some free stuff for free members, of which there are a couple. New member, Big Beezy.
Oh, Beezy?
Beezy, new member of the
Yeah.
Patreon.
I'm so glad.
The show is executively produced by Doreen Priestley and
Nick Wolf.
Nick. Is it Nate?
So there's Nick Wolf.
Is it Nick Wolf?
Nick?
I don't think Nick is right. Neil.
Norm?
It's my friend Neil.
Oh, my bad.
You threw me off. I was like, who's Nick? Neil.
Oh, I was thinking Dick Wolf.
Dick Wolf is
with an
his
N.
father.
Yeah. Dick and Nick, the Wolf family.
Yeah, it's the Wolves. Dick and Nick. And it's Neil. There is no Nick. That's why I was confused when you said that.
My apologies.
Oh, I mean, where do we even want to start? Fresh off of some manual labor, I had to watch my brother replace my vanity. Do you want to unload about that?
I'm trying to think where you did the manual labor part.
I had to watch you do it.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to hold that thing for a minute.
You had to hold the thing.
I had to hold the thing upright for a second.
Well, it looks like I did a great job.
Good. It was a real pain in the
Don't
dick.
look too closely.
No, I mean, the sink was broken.
Yeah.
So I had
You got
to
a
get-
sink now.
had to get a new sink. It was broken. It was shattered. Single piece, punched right out.
Yeah, I don't know how I still don't know how.
It's impossible. It's ancient kung fu
It
magic.
doesn't make sense.
So I think LBJ allowed the Kennedys to be killed. It may have even been his idea.
But why would LBJ have done that?
Well, they were like opponents, and then Kennedy
Wasn't he
said-
in a wheelchair?
No, you're thinking of FDR.
Oh, yeah. That makes them up.
And where were we?
Old white dudes getting other old white dudes killed.
They were opponents, and then Kennedy said when he beat him that he should be his vice.
Ah, I'd kill him too.
Well, right,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And JD Vance changed his name 3 times in 10 years. He's definitely a CIA asset, which is good news for my single share of Palantir. You hold anything in Palantir?
I don't even know what Palantir is.
Palantir is like a technology company that like the CIA uses to like for next generation bugging of mostly innocent civilians.
Right, the bugging.
And because the vice president is in the CIA, they're probably not going anywhere. So that's going to be good for my. We can check it right now. And probably
What
not a sponsor.
were JD Vance's last 2 names?
I don't know.
Jeffrey.
Lucius, do you have that? Let's check. What was I doing?
What does JD even stand for?
That's the thing. It doesn't mean it. It doesn't
John
mean
Doran?
anything.
Jeffrey Dean. Jeffrey Dahmer Vance.
Oh yeah, yeah. This
Get you on a list.
Yeah, no problem.
it is my computer.
I see my phone.
Oh, well, that sounds like
you have
problem.
you have like 5 monitors right there. You could look up any one.
Oh yeah, Palantir's way up.
I don't even know what Palantir is.
It was when I bought it. It was like $50.
But you have a bugging program? Is that what it is? What is it?
No, it's a company that Peter Thiel, who also seeded Facebook with CIA money, I think, is way into Palantir, and they're bad news. But when everyone was buying GameStop and stuff, I'm like, well, I could buy something. Oh yeah, I'm up $50 on Palantir. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Right, Vance was born James Donald Bowman.
Bowman.
Littleton, Ohio. 1904. Okay. Vance's middle name was changed to David after his parents had divorced.
That's weird.
He eventually took up the last name of his stepfather, Robert Campbell. It was James David Hammond. Okay.
Where'd the Vance come from?
Yeah.
So we're going. So we have the JD came from obviously the first middle initials. It started from high school to the time so that's a middle. Okay, and then he legally changed his surname to honor his maternal grandmother, Bonnie Blanton Vance, often called Mama.
Yes, of course.
M-A-M-A-W.
Mama.
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 Memo.
Mom. Mama.
Mama.
That's probably Mama.
And then in 2021, upon entering politics, he removed the periods from his initials and noted when his official U.S. Senate biography, which lists this person as JD no periods.
JD no periods fans. It's in quotations. Did you know that every time you legally change your name, your face gets rounder?
Yeah,
That's what happened to him.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Every time you submit the paperwork to change your name, even if it's like declined, your face still gets more moonish.
Just the effort of going about it.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the stress literally inflates the face.
Well, mine's at least one more.
Inflate your face.
Afton, Missouri, a former Afton High School student and graduate
Just
faces
one-
two
just-
counts of property damage motivated by discrimination for allegedly spray painting racial slurs, swastikas, and threatening messages on the outside walls of Afton High School and Rogers Middle School.
Who was this person?
In an exclusive interview with Fox 2 News, Patrick Sloan's mother said she decided to turn her son in because it was the right thing to do. The woman, who did not want to be identified, said her son was not raised to be this way. He's 18, but he's very naive, she said. It's just been a nightmare for us.
So
This is the kid who spray painted white power on
He like
Afton High
just
School's
graduated
facade.
high school.
Yeah, but also spelled white wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, I was wondering if that was intentional or not.
I would use it in his defense.
How do
If
you
I was
spell
his
it?
lawyer, I would say, Honor, that's not a...
you spell it like WITE.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't see this?
And he like tried to cross it out too or something.
Yeah.
Like, there was.
It looked like
there
he
was-
tried to add an H after the fact.
Which reminds me of
There was
dodgeball.
definitely some indecision happening.
Yeah, and the
This reminds me of
swastika was
dodgeball. Like, you know me, I'm white. WHIT. E. You know,
No, it's
it's-
WIT.
No, I know, but just misspelling
Yeah. just
the word.
Here it is.
stupid.
Have to. Oh God!
Yep.
Wow.
Witty power.
Witty power.
Witty power.
Well, you know,
But, you know, I mean,
he still graduated high school. But what does that say about the American education system?
yeah.
You can't even spell the word white.
So that's all. In fact, that's why I don't live over there. Okay. Joe sent us in a timeline of the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni legal dispute. Apparently, this is still a problem.
What's going on?
Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni legal dispute.
What's it about?
So in December, Blake Lively filed a complaint with California Civil Rights Department alleging that Justin Baldoni created a hostile working environment. And the next day, she filed a lawsuit in New York against Baldoni, his publicist, and others, accusing them of sexual harassment and coordinated smear campaign against her.
Where'd you say harassment? It's harassment.
Harassment on Christmas Eve. Baldoni's former publicist sued Baldoni because of this whole situation. Then, December 27th, Baldoni filed a $400 million countersuit against Lively and Ryan Reynolds, accusing them of defamation and fabricating allegations against him. March 8th, 3 days before Baldoni sued the New York Times, an individual paid $120 to boost content on TikTok about an emoji that became central to the lawsuit. Speculation arose that this was an attempt to shape public perception before the legal battle escalated.
This seems like a dumb waste of time and money. But not as dumb a waste of time and money as a Tesla commercial on the White House lawn.
So the trial is set to begin this month. Hugh Jackman is expected to be a key witness. Baldoni's legal team has requested that Marvel and Disney executives preserve documents related to character Nice Pool, allegedly based on Baldoni. So Blake Lively was in a film that Baldoni directed,
Okay.
and she kind of made it a point to kind of take control of the parts of the movie that she was in, and then followed up with this whole thing, and it kind of seems like most of it was made up, and Ryan Reynolds kind of inserted himself into the middle of it in a way that's really weird.
I heard he was in trouble some shit.
Good.
The Reynolds guy.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks.
Well, no, I see. The thing is, I haven't looked into it enough to know if it's true or not, but it seems like people are trying to cancel him because the lady who played the hostess in Waiting said that she had to sleep with them to get the job.
To get it or to keep it?
One or the other.
I'm not for either.
No,
To
I'm just
clarify.
saying, this is the first I'm really hearing about it. It was like a couple days ago, and then
She was young then,
she
too.
didn't look into it. What's her name? Vanessa Lengies? Lengies? Lengies. Either way, she said in an interview that she had to do something with somebody to stay in the thing, and then it was heavily.
Should do something with somebody to stay in that.
I'm
thing.
gonna look into that real quick because I don't want to do some about shit.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So,
Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities are mad at Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively for this whole situation. It doesn't actually seem like Baldoni ever really had the opportunity or leverage to be in control of their dynamics. From everything I've heard, Joe got really sucked into it, and so in lieu of being here today, I had him phone in some of these points, and big expensive mess. And apparently, so did you see Deadpool versus Wolverine?
Yeah. So
Was there a character called Nice Pool?
they didn't call him Nice Pool. It was just Ryan Reynolds with a man bun and no mask, and he was very nice.
So they're saying that is
Unless that's what he was called in the credits.
like an inside joke to poke fun at Justin Baldwin.
Okay. But even then, it's just Ryan Reynolds.
What have you learned?
So this is on Reddit. Just saying Ryan Reynolds chorus, his co-star Vanessa Lengies and sleeping with him in 2005. And then this is from a interview with her saying, I think it was day 3 in the movie when I was told I had to fuck the lead actor in the movie or I would lose my job.
And that was Ryan Reynolds and not Justin Banks.
The thing is, I had
Justin
yeah,
Long?
for a long time. Apparently, he is the one who had me cast in the movie, and now was payback time. Okay, and it was not payback time. I didn't know he cast me. I didn't know he left me like that. This is just. I don't really. I need more proof.
So, but somebody is saying that she said all that.
Yeah.
And great. Well, so I don't support that.
Oh no,
That's
no
bad.
one should. That is bad. I don't agree with that.
That's not the only way to do business. You could be
agree.
nicer to people.
That's not standing on business.
You got to stand on business, not.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, standing on business. So is that just kind of like sticking to your guns?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to say that.
Okay, I like that.
That means be about what your expectations.
Yeah.
You got to live by your word, baby.
But so then,
you got to live by the word.
You gotta live by his
but
word.
then
That's
so
the word
is,
I meant.
Is the
His
business
word.
That's because that's a hard thing.
is
to
the business treated as like its own little platform, and you've got to stand on
You're
it?
standing on a tiny business.
Yeah.
Standing on a tiny
But
little
the
box of
business is
business. It's a box.
Guys, where's my business? I need to stand on it.
Excuse me. Can you
know
bring
what your business.
Can you go retrieve my little tiny box of business that
Yeah.
I need to stand on at this moment, please?
It's a tiny little Edward Jones type of looking ass.
My favorite,
It's just a little business pedestal.
my favorite little square of business is
Business platform.
the Holy Bible,
Shut the
His
fuck up.
word.
which they don't even give you in a hotel anymore unless you ask for it.
Didn't we talk about that
Yeah.
already?
Yep.
Last episode.
Oh, we covered that.
Yeah,
we covered that. Hey, can you tell me that story you were telling me about Blaze Foley?
Yeah.
Who is
Do you know
Blaze?
who Blaze Foley is?
No.
He was the writer of the song Clay Pigeons that was made more famous by John Prine.
I don't even know play that.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you probably heard it before. But either way, Blaze Foley was a Southern folk artist that was discovered and toured and played alongside with and in the same vein as John Prine back in like the 70s. And he got out of the game because it was proving to be not serving him the way that it needed to be, and went home to, I think, Texas. I can't remember exactly where he's from. By the way, moved back in with his parents, and then his father got his Social Security check stolen out of their own mailbox, and they knew who did it.
They know who done it.
They know who done it. And so Blaze Foley, which is also not his real name, it's a stage name, he went to the person's address and was like, give me my daddy's Social Security check back, and they just shot him on the front yard. Killed him. And that's how he died.
You could just probably get that from the Social Security office.
Yeah, you probably could just go be like, hey, this is gone. Can I get a new one?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if this was back
It's
then,
not like
though,
they're mailing cash.
they could have probably more easily cashed somebody else's check back then.
Yeah, it's like that felt like a very shoot first, ask questions second.
Well, and the thieves shot it.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, I know. Like he was like, give me my check back, and they were like, how about
Yeah.
How about I shoot?
He died on February 1st, 1989, at the age of 39 years old in Travis Heights, which is in Austin, Texas.
Do we know
Austin,
if it was like an escalation of events, or was it like that one dude?
If they knew exactly who stole it, it's possible that they had a conflict going on back and forth.
The shooting was ruled as self-defense because he had come into their property.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. A benefit was held to pay for his funeral costs.
Mm.
And his cassette release occurred posthumously?
Posthumously.
Posthumously, thank you. I can't read.
I would have said the same thing.
Posthumously?
Posthumous.
Okay.
Post-humorous.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, kitten.
Look at that big guy. Pet him. You put your hand on that pussy. Do it.
Only if it wants me to.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. Yes. Make sure that the pussy consents.
Yeah, enthusiastic.
See?
Pussy's not
Pussy didn't consent.
He's out of here.
Who's that?
Damn.
Is that Hans or King?
That's okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'll let the pussy make its way back.
Yeah, he'll work his way out.
That pussy will come back.
He likes that shit.
They always come back. Feel gross.
Clay,
I'm sorry.
I hate that.
I'm sorry.
Hard cut.
Sorry.
I made you listen to some of the new Lady Gaga today.
Huh?
Oh, can't stop listening to it.
I talked about this with Tim the other day.
Well, listen, hold on. This may be a hot take, but the new single, Abracadabra,
Uh-huh.
it sounds like someone made AI write a Lady Gaga song.
And that's how Lady Gaga writes.
Okay. It just literally, it doesn't even really sound like, it doesn't sound as impactful as the usual works that would be on the radio.
Sure.
And so it just seems like someone just said like, hey, ChatGPT, can you write me a Lady Gaga song? And they're like,
Yeah.
I got you. And that's what came out.
It felt like a word back situation. And
Yeah.
so when she started jabbering, I'm like, oh, bitch, we're back.
We're back. We're back to gibbering and jabbering.
And so I think that in that sense, if you're because,
But my favorite picks up track 3, Garden of Eden.
oh my god, yeah, stop
No.
me listening to that.
And look,
It's good. I heard
Perfect
it for the first time
Celebrity would have been a great George Michael song.
Yeah.
Vanish Into You, I love.
I love.
Killa is probably my
That's
favorite.
what's in my head right now.
With Gesaffelstein.
Yeah,
Zombie Boy is not bad.
that's awesome.
How long is this album?
Well,
52 minutes.
Yeah.
52 to 57 for long.
I might have to just put it all on one day.
Yeah.
It's driving to the work I've been doing, which is out like an
Yeah.
hour away from me.
but I go from track 3 through until I get where I'm going.
Yeah.
And that's it's a great stretch. It's a good time. And that's hard to do. I have a good sequence in an album like that.
I just think that
But Lizzo also had a new song today, and it's got a very similar, like, David Bowie guitar riff, like how Killa
he
does.
did. He put them like back to back, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, that is President."
It's a very, it's just like that year that Lady Gaga did Edge of Glory, there were like 5 other songs that year with saxophone.
I'm on the
Yes.
edge.
So it's just, people are into that, that like golden years, like guitar thing.
I liked it. It's good.
New Lizzo song is fine.
I thought Lizzo was getting out of the game.
I thought she was done.
I thought Lizzo was out of the game.
It just dropped like today. We were driving around. We had to go get a vanity. We had to go to 2 different hoods. Shout out to Hoods.
We had to go to Hoods. And
We couldn't get any help with the first one.
The first one, they didn't even want to talk to.
They didn't even want us to be there, and they didn't really have the exact thing I needed. So we went farther out, and they were very helpful, and they had exactly the thing I needed. They're like a third of the price I thought it was going to be. So Christ is King. Is that relevant?
Okay, so Still Bad, is that song by Lizzo?
Yeah, that's the new one.
And it got released on March 13th.
Oh, okay.
So yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's 314 Day.
That's why we're here. That's
Oh
why
my
we
God.
did the episode in 2 segments.
Yeah, you gotta get some pie.
On 314 Day.
Yeah, look at that.
See?
Look at that pussy.
I'm gonna just keep running.
Revving up.
Yeah. And
You know it's a good day when some random pussy fur is rubbing up on your leg.
Yeah.
so for me, the Gramophone has a special that's like T-Rav and pepperoni and Provolone cheese on the sandwich.
Yeah.
And Emo's is probably my favorite pizza anyway. So I may just get that.
I don't know.
It is.
It is. That's what I just said. It's the 14th.
Yeah, sorry, mine.
That's okay.
Mine is at the morning.
Yes.
And this is the #1 show in St. Louis, and so it's arch. You know, my great grandfather built the arch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You want to hear something fun that I've done recently?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like right now?
Yeah, please.
Okay, cool. So did you know Alamo Drafthouse, the movie theater?
Yeah.
Right. So did you know you could be a part of their rewards program where it's $20, well, you do get rewards, but also it's a membership thing where it's $20 a month and you can see a movie a day and all you pay is like the service fee, which is like $1.50.
Oh, that's nice.
So you can literally see a movie a week and it pays for itself. Good, like 1.5 visits.
Nice.
So we went and saw The Monkey on Tuesday.
Oh, how is that?
It's way more fun than Longlegs.
Really?
A lot of fun deaths.
I love Longlegs.
The story's kind of dumb, but you don't even care because it's so entertaining.
No, who gives a fuck?
Well, the story's kind of dumb, that's all I'm saying. But otherwise, it's very fun. And it's literally just a toy monkey with a drum that just is making people die. And it's very creative. And I don't know. I just enjoyed it more than Longlegs. And I liked Longlegs just fine, but it was just it was all right.
Yeah.
What did we see before that? We saw another one before. Oh, we saw Mickey 17, which was good, but I was tired.
Which one's that?
That's the one where Robert Pattinson gets cloned every time he dies.
Oh, yeah.
They just print out a new Robert Pattinson.
Mm.
That's fun, though.
That's
like,
Parasite.
did you see they cloned Tyrone?
I liked that movie.
I liked it a lot.
Lucius, did you see they cloned Tyrone?
It's on Netflix. You
Oh.
can watch it tonight.
Give it a look-see.
Yeah.
You might be
It's
busy.
a fun
You
one.
might be busy tonight.
I am busy today, but I will. I'll put it on my list.
Yeah, put it on there.
And
List down.
my thing is, one thing I really liked about Nope was it proposed the idea that the UFO is a living organism, and there is some information that's been released that some of the recovered extraterrestrial or UAP crafts have been recovered by the government previously contained some biological material, but suggested that that biological material was like a nervous system interwoven into the mechanical fabric of the flying object.
So, like, is it connected to the pilot?
It's like a cyborg.
Is it connected to the pilot, or is it think on its own?
No, I think that's the thing. I think that there's a living organism that has been grown into the and across the UAP in question.
Oh, well, the United States, I think, is already trying to do that.
Exactly.
So they're trying to basically like use AI with living tissue to make, like cyborg babies. And I mean, they really don't cyborg babies, but they really don't last that long. So like they'll only be alive for like a few minutes or a few hours, and then they'll die. But they're still like where the brain is on a server rather than being its own thing. Cyborg babies.
Guys,
I didn't know where that was coming. I didn't know where it was coming from for a second.
I thought it was like a.
I thought it was getting played off. I was like, all right, I'll leave.
Yeah, no. I'm just underscoring. That's so funny. It was the first time.
babies.
Yeah.
Cyborg
I
babies.
was wondering if it was going to come out.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine an army of cyborg babies?
Oh,
Good night.
We can't guarantee anything's being picked up by the microphone.
Sing it.
Oh, okay. Cyborg babies. Cyborg babies. Cyborg babies. I think I'm off. I don't
No,
get
you're fine.
it. What the hell are we doing?
We're making a theme
I'm
song!
enjoying the jam.
I just realized we're not tracking the keyboard. There's no way.
Well, we know.
Cyborg babies. That's what I'm saying, guys. That's how quick it can come together. You just need a phrase and a vibe, and you're off to the races. That's why we keep
You
all
can
this shit.
literally say whatever you want.
So there's that. There's also the idea that I was talking to Tim about for the first half of this episode that's on Patreon already. The concept that perhaps we used to live on Mars because there's ruins on Mars from 1 million BC. And
1 million.
yeah.
Wow.
And perhaps also that, like how the Matrix resets, like how the engineer, the architect, whoever tells Neo that the Matrix was in like its 4th or 5th version and that it's been reset numerous times over, much like how you see in Matrix Resurrection.
Oh, I didn't see the 4th one.
I like it a lot. It's worth watching, especially
Wait, it's Reloaded and then
Revolution.
and then Resurrection is the 4th one. Okay, I haven't seen the 4th one.
And I actually thought it was not a waste of time at all. It was really enjoyable.
Interesting.
And the thing, though, is...
clawing you.
Huh?
Were they clawing you?
Yes.
Yeah.
there is a possibility that the Earth has cycles where the poles shift over long periods of time, which is extremely cataclysmic and completely kind of resets most of life on Earth. And then maybe that's what happened to the Atlanteans.
I don't think that's what happened to the Atlanteans. I think they pissed off the gods, so they were submerged to the bottom.
Oh, you're old school with it.
Yeah.
Well, I support that.
Mm-hmm.
That's your freedom.
Well, do you think that there is just one God, or do you think it's one God telling everyone else that there's no other God?
Well, Catholics don't struggle with this, really. And they kind of describe that there's a God, and then God had many serviceable entities. You know, and that an angel, for example, is the job, not the being.
Oh.
And that angels would be as diverse from one another as completely different species would be on Earth, if you think about it that way. But they're pure spirit, but each angel is completely unique.
Have you noticed? Did you read any thing into the lore of like the Lord of the Rings universe?
I have the Silmarillion down.
The Silmarillion.
Right now.
So the Silmarillion, if you read it, the creationist section of that is so similar to Christian creationism. Sorry. But they just got new names for all kinds of shit.
And that's a big part of the problem. I liberate myself from the guilt of having any kind of relationship with an organized church because this thing we call Vatican II, where like the organized Catholic Church now is not actually the sacred organization it was, 1,000 years ago, or whatever the thing is. But really, that's just because, I'm at home. I like to be at home. And you got to brush that cat.
I really want to I wonder if you probably can't throw a stereo track on this while
Why would you put on?
I want to put on the
I'm sure you can. Is there a plus sign above all the tracks?
yeah, and I know I can hit that, and then I can make one. Shit, it's not.
Oh, hey, Hans. Hey, Hans. Hi, buddy. Kids. So, Jacob, I think that this basement's clean enough at this point where we could just pay an entire Hispanic family to clean the whole thing for you thoroughly.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because look, it's just not tracking from the beginning. But,
Looks like it's
yeah, because you could choose to add a stereo track when you're adding a track, but then it may not be set up for that. But mono would be fine.
But yeah, no, I'll just grab over.
Yeah, and now they both should be tracking. But can you click those little blue speakers because we don't need to monitor them through the DAW. It's better for synchronicity to keep rolling, and I can clip out this death part here.
Yeah, that's great. Let's try it real fast.
Okay, what are you trying? Are you doing it?
Yeah, that's getting that.
I'm hearing it in my headphone. But it's getting that. Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right, go ahead, Mark, sing it.
Cyborg Babies. Cyborg Babies. Cyborg Babies. Cyborg Babies. Oh, I was trying to think of something else to say and I left. That's so stupid. I'm just enjoying the overall jam. I don't know. You can make lyrics to this. This sounds like something that would be on one like dumb gym playlists. Like Gym Funk 2025. Cyborg Baby by Deep Throbbing Ninja. I don't know, whatever the fuck they would call it. They always got dumb names.
That's gonna be our next hit. That's a hit right there.
But this is Tokyo Donuts by Cordell.
So that's Cyborg Babies coming soon to the Patreon. Don't worry about a thing. So the aliens.
Don't you worry about a thing.
My problem is that the government's going to act like the aliens are the bad guys, but really the bad guys are them using the alien technology illegally and in secret.
Oh, you mean like an Independence Day?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see it the second Independence Day.
Yeah, because they don't have to tell the president shit. George H.W. Bush told Bill Clinton it was none of his business.
Is anyone else worried about that?
What are you going to do? You know,
I'm worried, genuinely worried, that we were created by the aliens as like a test or like an experiment.
right.
And, well, did you hear about the thing with JFK? How, like, he came out of the briefing room after becoming president and he was, like, literally holding his head.
That's Jimmy Carter. You're talking about Jimmy Carter.
No, it's JFK.
No, it was Jimmy Carter that was real sad.
Maybe they both were. I think when we become president, you get told a bunch of shit that's reality.
Lucius, on the Mac, can you look up if, I know I watched a thing about Jimmy Carter weeping after being briefed about the aliens. And I thought, you know, it was because the aliens were our creators. Now, there's also people that suggest that Jesus was closely monitored by the aliens.
No, Jesus was an alien human hybrid.
So Jimmy Carter weeping.
Yeah. No, but what about JFK? I don't think JFK was the one that was crying. I think it was Jimmy Carter, bro.
My thing is that also Jesus was an alien human hybrid that was never supposed to happen.
There's no record of Jimmy Carter claiming to have ever seen a weeping alien.
No.
What?
That's
That's
not
the
correct.
AI overview.
What are you using, Bing?
Google, bitch.
That's crazy. No, the alien wasn't weeping.
It's AI overview.
Type in Jimmy Carter wept.
Oh, it was Carter.
Thank you.
And I think that you just take someone like that, who probably has a lot of like religious affiliation.
Sure, deeply Christian.
Yeah, and then you tell them that we were not created by a god, but we were created by aliens, and then he just is like, "What? My whole life?
But is our God just the extra dimensional alien that would be in charge of it?
Our God
He's an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above.
with wisdom, power, and love.
Our God is an awesome God."
I'll tell you, there's a whole
That is a banger.
Macarena moment.
Or it's like, what's that? Was it like that church group choir singing Madonna?
Yeah, they do that.
There's the one. There's one as well. Not knowing it's about oral pleasures. So I'm over that.
Oh, our God.
What's the weed? Right there.
Luigi Mangione is rumored to have 20 cinema-style sex tapes.
Pornos. Yeah, well, probably. That guy was looking
Svelte.
good.
I mean, it'd be an absolute waste if he didn't shoot something. We also talked about students suing her high school after graduating with honors and realizing at college that she cannot read or write.
What? Oh, what do you mean?
She went to...
This is crazy.
Student sues the high school after graduating with honors,
Yes.
but then can't read or write?
And she describes in the article from CNN that she would have her Chromebook, I'm assuming, read everything to her, and then she would say whatever she wanted to say, and it would write it for her. And she would record everything her teachers would say, and she would listen to it over and over.
Huh? I mean, I guess that's still a way of learning things, but how do you do all that without knowing how to read or write?
She graduated high school with honors, and she wanted to be an author. And then at college realized, oh, I can't actually read or write on my own.
Oh, well, I mean, that's...
It's like she couldn't use her tools in college to like.
She
Right.
just, that was the first time she realized, oh, I can't do any of those things without that technology.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I already know that the youngest generation is dumb as hell because they're being failed by the education system. But, like, what?
What do you think we do about that?
Hooked on phonics? I don't know. Wait, Hooked on phonics is about reading, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
I remember it was more about language or about reading. You got to teach them how to read and write. That's insane.
Well, so what do you think the problem is?
They were allowed to pass high school, any school at all, base grade school shit without learning how to read or write. That's a problem. Where was this?
She graduated from high school in Hartford, Connecticut.
Well, I don't understand how that happened. You were a teacher. You were an educator. I still am. Right now you work in the library.
I'm a librarian here. I'm at the school.
I'm going to start over.
Yeah, I mean, they show up to middle school not really knowing how to read the way they should. The stop points are like second and fourth grade. If you're behind in second grade or if you're still behind in fourth grade, that's bad news. It just gets worse.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was behind for a minute because I just didn't want to, and then my mother made me take summer tutoring, and then
And the problem is you're dealing with children. So the logical solution just to recover that deficit is to put them in nothing but intensive guided reading until they start to catch up. But
I saw one recently.
But a lot of kids who are the most at risk won't come to school if you take away gym and if you take away, general population classes and whatnot. They don't like the experience. They like the experience of school more when they're just kind of allowed to go through not really knowing what to do.
Well, that's crazy.
It's
I've
fucking wild.
also seen something recently where it was a teacher talking about how horrible it is teaching today because
Yeah.
everyone's so addicted to that immediate gratification of like TikToks and Reels and whatever, and just the thing that you get on your phone that they can't pay attention. You can't even hold them for more than like 10 seconds. And so you're trying to teach a class for an hour and they're just staring at you blankly because they're not allowed to look at their phones, but they're not exactly comprehending what you're saying. And that's just bonkers. And then what do you do? What do you do to ensure that your children are getting a proper education? Do you homeschool them?
Well, I mean,
Lucius?
you should also make sure that
Well, if you feel like the education system is failing so horribly that you can't even trust them to teach the basic needs to your children, do you have to take it into your own hands?
But also, it also has to do with what they're allowed to do at home. If they're allowed to just sit in front of the TV with an iPad or on a phone all night at home, nobody's making them read or watching them do their homework.
I need to go back to reading. I need to read a fucking book.
I know.
That's all I do.
What the parents go into what their options are, really.
Yeah.
What they can do.
Some don't have the resources, and that's why they send them.
Yeah.
That's why they send them to school, because it's the school's job to
Yeah.
teach these basic things to people.
But if your kid is at school and doesn't want to read, it's already a deficit.
People keep saying that Trump can't read, which I think is funny.
I don't think he
There was
practices.
a thing that Trump was on where they spelled out a word, and then he asked them to say what the word was because he couldn't spell it out in his head.
What is that word?
It was passion. They said PASSION. And then like there was a beat, and then he went, "What did you just say?" Like he did that.
A passion.
Oh, is it fish? Is it a type of fish?
Is it a fish?
Passion?
Is that like mahi?
No, but then there was a thing that the guy from the UK gave him like a letter and asked him to read it right then and there, and it did seem like he really read it. Like he was like, am I supposed to read this right now? You like open it, and you're like,
I watched that. The UK guy.
Yeah,
Um,
the UK guy.
yeah, I was like, man, you're putting my boy on the spot.
Well,
Can you read this letter right now?
there's a chance that he doesn't know how to read. Who knows?
I'm sure he doesn't practice. How often do any of us have to read? This is the main problem with
think that-
technology.
You're an elected. Yeah,
Well, here's the problem with
You're
technology too, with people that have trouble with job applications online or any kind of computer function where it may not do exactly what you want immediately. Is people don't want to read all this shit about, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Even if they knew how to read at one point, they're not practicing regularly in this.
like I basically forgot cursive because
That's less important.
but I know, but our generation went into it where we learned cursive, and then we immediately started learning computer skills.
Yeah.
Immediately, I remember learning cursive, being done with cursive, and then we were like on to computer skills, and we didn't have to practice cursive anymore.
Yeah.
My signature today is still a horseshit scribble because it's like C scribble V scribble.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the fucking
That's hard.
I can't remember what a cursive F looks like.
It's like an umbrella with a little.
I don't think that's real.
If you think about it later, it's like, the umbrella with a little. Yes.
Uh-huh.
That goes down and around.
And there's a chance that you're correct. I have no idea because I can't remember. But our generation was the start of people that didn't need to learn cursive, and now people don't learn. Now people don't learn cursive. And people got their kids. He's gonna look it up.
That's the first one. Yeah, it's like a.
It does kind of look like an umbrella. It looks like an umbrella on a boat.
Yeah.
At least that one does.
Yeah. Yeah, the crossover is optional.
And then the lowercase.
It looks so much like a T, though.
Lowercase. It looks like a
crossover?
189.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with the first capital letter being disconnected from the rest of the word if it means that it's clearer what it is. But, yeah, nobody's doing this shit.
No one's doing that shit. You can ask right now. I know people that have children that are like freshmen in high school, and
Freshmen's.
they don't even know what cursive really looks like at all.
No.
And I haven't had to practice it in so long. My dear sweet wife has a beautiful signature. Even now that she's newly a Vitam check, she's still her signature looks so much better than mine.
500 years of like.
Yeah, it's like calligraphy.
Yeah.
It's like Vermont.
Nobody will know how we get.
That's the problem, too, is that if somebody writes you something in cursive, nobody knows how to read it.
Oh, what is that? Sanskrit? No, it's cursive. It's English cursive. Cursive, the lost language. Like that, like see. When you have your thoughts.
All right, we'll integrate that.
Big guy. Look at that big guy over there.
So, yeah, that's a problem.
I agree. 100%.
But I see it all the time.
But the education system's failing. And now,
what are we going to do?
now the Department of Education's losing funding.
Well, here's the problem with that, is the things that come from the federal funding, we're going to lose some of my most valuable colleagues because their roles are funded by Title I. And so if that goes away, that's a problem.
Well, and what do you really do about that? And also, like, yeah, special education. What are we going to do with these developmentally disabled kids?
Well, this is the problem, is that the federal government still has a lot of money going towards enforcing IDEA, which Linda McMahon doesn't really even understand. And that's
I don't even know what that is.
Well, that's the Individual with Disabilities in Education Act or something.
Oh.
That allows us to, have SSD and really cater to kids that need those services to get caught up to grade level. But there's, even as the program exists now, they're not staffed adequately enough to be as effective as they'd like to be.
Well, clearly it's not effective. You just have someone that graduated high school with honors, not knowing how to read and write.
That's what I'm saying.
That's insane. I remember when you were teaching ninth grade English, and this was probably a decade ago.
Yeah.
And you said that half the kids in my English class can't read, and they're ninth grade. And it's like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, most of them came in at a fourth or fifth grade reading.
It's the system failing completely. And I don't read very quickly, but I read quickly enough that I can get by. Like, I'm undereducated, but I learned what I needed. I learned the basics. My handwriting is still dog shit, but that's my own fault. Plus, I'm mentally ill. Maybe some reggaeton. Reggaeton. This is like background music in like a Dora the Explorer style show, where there's kind of like side scroll walking through the woods. Okay, now change the tone up because there's a predator clearly in the back. Happy predator. So what's Jones we spent?
That was about the mayoral primary here in the city. Kara Spencer's the one that got kicked out of the Apple Store in the Galleria.
Oh yeah, what happened there?
She was already an older woman. She came in for a phone repair, and then when they explained to her that because of the nature of the whatever in the version of the phone that he needed a replacement, and she lost her mind and had to get drugged out by security. And she's the only white lady on the team.
It's very boomerish.
So she'll probably win because she's accepting all this corporate money now.
Oh yeah, that's what it's at.
And of course, the incumbent, it's a bad rep in a place like this. I don't think Deshara has been around long enough to totally boot her, but that's my opinion.
I really need to educate myself.
Well, you don't live here either. You live in the county, so it's
I do. I mean, I'm right there. I'm city adjacent. I'm real close. But yeah, you're right. It's but also it's like I don't know. I want to care because things are going so poorly, but then I can't back anything up with facts because I don't take the time to research the thing.
So, last episode we had Braden Fogel here to talk about the last Thanksgiving. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
And
Good people.
I just think we got to do that. I think people are going to start making their own stuff themselves, and I think we got to do it here. I think we got to hijack a bunch of cocktail waitresses and just. I want to make a docu-series. I just want to make a docu-series about different crazy people here.
I know, you got to be careful with that. You've been known to
They're in my phone right now.
hang out with a lot of crazy people.
Crazy people love me, and I can do a lot of things, and they like that, and I'm pretty agreeable and conflict averse.
Well, and like we talked about before, we just attract crazy people.
They love us.
And we're okay with it. Like, we have conversations with them and whatever, and then afterwards it's just kind of like, that person was nuts.
Yeah.
Like the time I had to hang out with a tow truck driver for 3 hours because he got a flat after we loaded my truck up, and then I just ended up with him for 3 hours, and this dude told me his whole life story, and I was like, God damn. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to put his business out there.
I think we're having Cheesecake Factory here next week. What are you talking about? For the show. We're going to, for episode 121, I think we're going to get a selection of items from the Cheesecake Factory.
You can do like a Cheesecake Factory mukbang.
I'm off all next week, so I don't know that we have to finish it all, but more of a sampling. So plan for that. Are you around next Friday?
Maybe.
Tim will be here. That's the thing. Tim can only do every other Friday.
Well, see, at some point I got to tile someone's kitchen.
Well, you could do that before 3 o'clock on Friday.
I think they're going to try to like work and then do it in the evening. And they want to help me tile the kitchen.
Will you guys talk about your favorite chain restaurants while I pee?
Favorite chain?
Favorite
That's gonna
chain.
be-
Sit down or fast food or
Like the Cheesecake Factory or the Old Spaghetti Factory.
No, not fast.
The casual.
the cheese dip at 54th Street Grill or whatever
Yeah.
it's called Gringo.
Can't mention that.
It's real good. I like me some Gringo too. But I don't know. Did you see that the Chili's over by Ronnie's closed?
Oh, really?
It's gone. I think there's like no more Chili's in the St. Louis area.
No, there's still one in St. Louis.
That's not the
Oh,
St.
fuck,
Louis
you're
area.
right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Quit doing that.
It's my fault.
I know you just came back. I know it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, St.
That's
Charles don't
always right out
count.
there.
Yeah. I mean, but it's kind of like how there's like one Applebee's left, and it's right there by the fire trucks on Watson.
Uh-huh.
It's just kind of like, what? I went there. It's not great. It's not. It's bad.
It's bad.
But best
Yeah, I'll say it
chain-
again. Applebee's hasn't been the same since they were neon signs.
Oh yeah, the Plebes.
Yeah.
I can't get over that. There's a video of this like little Mexican kid. And they're like, "Where are we going?" He said, "A Plebes." And here's Applebee's. I fucking love that. I don't know what a good chain is. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Because my experience is that chains are always usually dog shit with low expectations, and somehow still
Okay,
to be met.
recently we took some people out came here in the Philippines. And they got
Oh no! Did you go to Texas Roadhouse?
yeah.
The honey butter. I will fuck with some Texas Roadhouse. I haven't been to Longhorn. I haven't been to Longhorn in long enough. I gotta check out the Longhorn and see what's better. But Afton,
Because like her little one was, and we were like,
where's there a Texas Roadhouse?
I could not say
In Afton?
but I just know that it's one of like there is a bunch of strip out there. It's like off one of the leaving first things. It's
You get Afton or Alton?
after.
I live in Afton. I know where our family is.
No, Arnold.
Oh, you motherfucker.
I'm an asshole.
Oh.
That's another A.
Shit. Yeah, there's a lot of those.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah, Arnold has one.
Arnold.
Right down off 55. Yeah, no, I'm aware of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the Texas
Yeah,
Roadhouse.
so I'm crazy.
Yeah, oh, I kind of think we need one. The restaurant game in Afton is horrible. It's real bad. I mean, there is a Cyborg. It's like,
So everyone was like, it's all right.
I like Cyborgs just fine, but when you go there as much as I was going there in the last year or two,
Yeah. I live there. They're definitely cheap.
the wrap is good. The wrap is good.
I do. When I want some potato skins,
Oh yeah, do you get the size skins,
I get the
or do you just get the regular
That-
potato skins?
the appetizer.
You know what I need to
Don't
revisit?
get sour cream. I'm Midwestern.
You know what we should do is we should do a mobile episode, and we should go to the Chili's in Kirkwood that's connected to that hotel.
Why?
Hmm?
Why?
Just update them. Update them.
Oh fuck yeah, no Chili's. Did I say Chili's before? Is that Chili's is closed? It's TGI Fridays that was closed.
Oh.
That's my bad. Chili's is still very much open, but that's in Kirkwood, right there by the Walmart.
So there's also some else. So,
Yeah, I get that. I'm not going.
you're gonna hurt yourself.
You gonna stab me? You got some scissors in me.
Yeah, and a switchblade, you punk bitch.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, are you trying to fix your microphone with some stuff that's not a screwdriver?
Yeah, you're straight, gang.
Great. Love that for you. That's not a switchblade.
Butterfly.
It's a butterfly knife.
Oh yeah.
I know what I'm getting for.
The switchblade.
No, a fucking flathead screw.
I got one right here somewhere. I just saw it, but I don't know exactly where it's at. I didn't lose it. It's put somewhere I don't know about
I'm
yet.
gonna get it for you for the spring solstice. That'll be good.
Uh-oh.
What?
Strong tornadoes, 90 plus mile per hour winds, baseball sized hail possible across the Mississippi Valley.
Is that where I live?
I don't know.
Yes,
Where's the Mississippi Valley? Is St. Charles in the Mississippi Valley?
I believe so.
Uh,
It's pretty.
What about motherfucking Cave Springs?
yeah, I mean, we're going to get some shit.
Really?
Everyone's like, oh, it's going to storm. And I'm like, nah, but it's going to get...
On
We're in a
314?
valley. We're in a valley through like
Thanks.
when you go up to Troy, there's like a huge hill. It's like there's a strong incline going in, and like that's the valley that you're in, right?
Really?
That's like
Put her on speaker.
Hold on, it's my mother. What's up, lady?
Listen, so if you guys want to go early, we could all pray together.
I mean, I'm not even home yet. I'm doing a podcast with Jacob real quick. Then I got to go to the shower still.
This wind is crazy.
Yes, it is in crazy.
It's incredible. It's
in crazy.
crazy.
Crazy. You're on the
My
podcast.
patio lights already fell. My pool cover's trying to come off.
Oh God, I don't want to deal with that.
Let's
shit.
ask Mom a question.
Okay, Mom, you're on the air.
Yeah.
What do you like?
What do you like?
No, I don't want to.
What's your favorite chain restaurant, Mom? Okay, not fast food. Sit down. Sit down food.
Sit down, Shane.
Shane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit down, Shane. I know what it is. Texas Roadhouse. Because they do country line dancing.
There you go. Texas, and when it's your birthday, you got to
Because of the dancing?
a child high chair. Mm-hmm. And they got that honey butter.
I like some of the food there.
All for it. So there you go, Lucius. Texas Roadhouse seems to be a pretty high up one.
Lucius, was that yours?
It's up there. I'm going to call you in a little bit.
Did you say it was the Mississippi Valley?
Mississippi Valley. Mississippi Valley sounds like a folk band. I can't get gigs, so they just practice on the porch.
I thought about that.
And there's a big fat man with a stand-up bass. His name's Reggie. He always wears no shirt but overalls.
Ugh.
You can see his nipples poking out.
Reggie.
And he's drunk.
As shit.
As shit.
How much time are we at?
Someone
Probably
take
good.
that bottle of shine away from Reggie.
On the cameras, 58.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's fine.
Guys, please go to jacobvi.com, patreon.com/JacobV is the only way to support this show financially. And like we mentioned at the top of the episode, Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois, save a life or none. They need you more than ever. So if you're not going to give me any money, give it to them. And if you could spare, $4 or $5 to, both of us, that'd be great.
I don't get any money.
Doorstop-Studio.Square.Site, very much still up and running. I'm the one that can't make the trip over there, so if you have any studio needs, and then if you get hungry afterwards, drop on by Good Company in the Grove. Lots of new concepts coming from them, really great stuff. And if you need a handyman, I've held this poor man hostage all day.
It's true, I can fix stuff. I might just get really frustrated while doing it, but
Yeah, it's better if you're not there when he's doing it, because it sounds like it's not going well, but it always ends up.
I'm very calm if I'm listening to a podcast while doing it.
That's the thing. I had you doing that in silence, which is not my intention.
That's the thing. If I played music or something, it would have been better. But
What would you play?
Huh?
What would you play?
I'm really big into Glenn Campbell these days. It's calming. The calming songs of Glenn Campbell. Yeah, Chris Christopherson. Good stuff in that department. Or sometimes some like jungle funk. No, I don't know. I just go with whatever I'm feeling. Sometimes it's 80s hits. You never fucking know what you're gonna do. Either way, I do not yet have an established LLC, but I will soon, and then I'll be promoting more because got to get that business.
All right, I'm going to call it. Jacoby Weekly. See ya.
That was a tough hang.